name is GemBob Brookhiser. That's capital G, lowercase e, lowercase m, capital B, lowercase o, lowercase b. GemBob. How you doing? Real quick, just show your face. Flash your face.
I'm good.
All right, my producer's good. But you did hear his voice, my buddy JP. He's a good guy. He's my producer. So here we are. We're at the Star Apartments. It's located downtown LA, the heart of SkidRow, across from the SkidRow police station. That way is the SkidRow police station, right across the street. I've lived here as of December 6 years. I had moved in 2012 after a bunch of people died in my life out to California to finally attempt to be, I guess, you know. And my plan, what plan I had anyway, was to do comedy and to grow legal medical cannabis, because I have some skills in that area. I actually have skills in both areas. So I moved out here, started hanging out at the Comedy Store, started to grow weed outdoors up in Agua Dulce during the day, and then at evening I would do comedy, open mics, and go and do comedy at the Comedy Store when I could get up. And things seemed to be going pretty well. A couple months anyway. That would have been January to April 2012. Then my mom died in April 20th, 4/20. Went home, came back, did more comedy. I was living in my car, my Subaru, with my dog Curly, half bloodhound, half German Shepherd, Curly Burley. I miss that dog. My buddy has it. A comic buddy of mine has it now. Hey, Curly. So in July 2012, August 2012, something like that, my dad got a life insurance policy that he didn't know he was going to get, and he paid me back some of the money that he owed me, roughly $15,000. And he said that he was going to move out here to California with me. And I was like, all right. So I spent the money he had just given me and then got an apartment in his name. He got the apartment with that money. But then a lot of things happened. First thing that happened was my dad didn't come back out here like he promised. Instead of moving from West Virginia to LA, he moved from West Virginia to Alabama. I don't know how anybody does that, but he did. And then I broke my foot like a couple weeks after that. And on September 6th of 2012, my buddy up in Agua Dulce, he had his crop raided by the police. So we lost everything. 20% of it was mine. So those three things really threw me for a loop. 9 days after I was evicted from the apartment, because remember, I broke my foot. I really couldn't do anything. And so in August 2013, I got evicted from that apartment. And, you know, apologies for this is tough thinking about it, you know. 9 days after I was evicted, I had an emergency hernia repair. And in the recovery room, I'll never forget. So they're about to put me under, right? And they're like, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. It's a simple procedure. You'll be out by lunch. You know, you'll be home by lunch. And I remember saying, well, I'm homeless right now, but thanks for the thought. And they put me under. And then there's a long, empty, you know, space, all blackness. And when I come to, only way to describe it is come back into consciousness. I was standing over my hospital bed. I knew it was a hospital bed. I was totally naked. And the reason I was naked is my hospital gown was just totally wrapped around my left arm, bicep, like wrapped up and around, right? And there's a nurse on the other side of the bed. And I remember the first thing I heard was, "You're going to have to pee sometime." And the first thought that I had was, why did that sound like a threat? And as I'm thinking that, I can see that it's pitch black outside. Because I'd lost like 20 hours of my life. Because I'd had an allergic reaction to this drug called Reglan in the recovery room. And, well, she was right. I did have to pee sometime. And I was right. It was a threat because I guess when I had the allergic reaction, I tried to rip the catheter that was still inflated out of my penis. And I got to tell you, that was the worst pain that I had ever felt up until then in my entire life, by a magnitude of like 100. Oh, boy. So I was in the hospital for a week. And they didn't really have a place to put me. So they signed me up for the application. And I qualified to come here. Now, I didn't get in right away because this place wasn't finished at that point. But 3 months later, I was couch surfing for 3 months. And they said, "Do you still need a place to stay?" And I said, "I certainly need a place to stay." So I came down here to the Star, corner of Maple and 6th Street, across from the SkidRow police station. And I got a place. I'll be December 6 years that I've lived here. December 17th, I think. It was wonderful when we moved in. Nobody lived in my apartment. Nobody lived in any of them. There was no apartments here. Each one of these units is like, if you can imagine, a storage container motif kind of concept. Now, here's the problem. This is why I'm talking to you about this today. Now they're trying to evict me from my apartment. A lot of stuff has happened in this past 6 years. All right, so I'm going to get the camera now from JP. And JP, would you go in and tell me how everything looks? Okay? Go to the, can you see on the laptop? You got it? Okay, now, have my framed pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so if you notice, okay, this is I'm going to spin it around. This is my apartment, okay? This is my apartment. Star Apartments, apartment 301. That's JP's hand. All right, now that is the exhaust tube from my tent where I have my legal medical cannabis growing. So I have 4 plants in flower right now inside. Now, this is where the problem started. If you look up here, can you see that now, JP?
Yeah.
Okay. On camera, buddy.
I didn't do it.
Okay, sorry. That's my neighbor. I hope you didn't. Good. So if you look up here, you'll see that the 6 years we've been here, and they did not finish the apartment. All of this should be covered. There shouldn't be these exposed wires. There shouldn't be these pipes. All of this was supposed to be covered up. And it's a serious problem because you might be like, "Oh, it doesn't look so bad." Well, let's see if I can find it so that you guys can see it. All right, so you see up here on the top of that pipe up there. Can they see it, JP?
Yeah.
There's a black dust up there. Well, that comes from all the foreign buses because the city buses in LA, they've all run on natural gas. So that's clean as a whistle. But all the buses around here, and we live right here, 6th and Maple, they all use diesel. And that's diesel exhaust with some other nastiness. And we had it tested.
it's actually caustic and cancer causing. So not only is it carcinogenic, but it is caustic. So it will eat through your stuff, including wires. All of these wires are slowly or not so slowly being degraded. You know? And you can see they have not covered anything. And it's like that on all the floors. There's all the floors. So it's three. This is third floor where I am. Fourth, fifth, sixth. 6 floors here. All right. Well, that's a problem. Do you like the sound, man? That's pretty cool. Well, here's the thing. As I was living here, things became a little different in the country. I don't know if you guys noticed, but sometime around, I guess, it started to really become noticeable for me personally was in 2000 and let's say 2016 for sure. And political correctness is a horrible thing. And I don't know if you guys know this, but it's a Maoist, concoction. Mao or one of his cronies came up with that. And so it's a commie pinko faggot kind of, term. The reason that I'm broadcasting this right now is they're going to do their best to evict me. And the reason they're going to do their best to evict me is that while I did not support Trump in 2016, I am a staunch supporter of Donald Trump and Mike Pence at the moment. And I will be voting for them in 2020. And I let everyone know that the Democrats have been a big letdown. They are, in my book, they're just basically CPFs, commie pinko faggots, every one of them. And just so you know, I don't mean faggot, like 2 chicks going at it with a double-headed dildo. No, I'm talking like a faggot and buildings burning, and a burning faggot leaves a burning house and floats through the air and lands on and burns down a whole neighborhood. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. It's pretty depressing to witness. As a veteran of the Army and a true patriot, I consider myself to be. It's a sad state of affairs we're in. It truly is. Identity politics, intersectionality, the Frankfurt School, blah, 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 blah. Just a bunch of CPFing stuff. The reason that socialism / communism will never work here or really anywhere else is because as human beings, we have to have purpose. I used to read a lot of short stories, science fiction, and fantasy as a youngster. I remember one story where they had everything was automated. Like say take today and then move forward 10 years from now. What it's supposed to be 10 years from now, barring some calamity. Catastrophic calamity. If we can avoid that, then that's what it'll be, like it is in this story I'm talking about, which I don't remember the name of. But so what happened was in this story, they had some kind of event, and the population rioted, and they destroyed everything. But the next day, after they slept it off, and when they came to, all they did was start to rebuild all these machines. At least they had a purpose, right? I turned 50 in August. I have no kids. I was married once. I screwed that up. Sorry, Sarah. You were awesome. You really were. So now I live on Skid Row, and my purpose is to solve the homeless problem by 85% before I die. There's some more to it, but that's the basic principle. I'm currently on a bunch of different medications. I have fibromyalgia. I am SSI. I also have sleep apnea-induced narcolepsy. I mean, I'm getting sleepy just saying it. I got to do something. That sister trying to evict me, which I can explain in greater detail later. That's my purpose now. That is going to be my purpose. JP, can you see me?
Yep.
All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you guys my plants. All right. And we'll see if we can look at them because the bright lights are difficult. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, see, look at the screen. See, look at the screen, bro. All right. See if I can. All right. So can you see him? Can you or not? Can you see the plants without it being too bright? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? Dude, if I go down, the light will get on it, and the bulb will actually get on it, and it'll make it even harder to see.
You see better now. Yeah, you're good.
Right? Is that better? Okay. Well, I wish you guys could see me even better, but yeah, push it back. Push the light back that way. Push it away from us. All right. No, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, maybe. No, I don't know. Whatever. That's too much thought. So here's the situation. They've been trying to kick me out of my apartment for a couple of years. And it has to do with me supporting Trump. And it also has to do with the fact that I keep calling them on their lies, because I consider SkidRow Housing Trust, who owns this building, to be, just a huge Ponzi scheme is the only way to describe it. So what they do is they promise a lot of promises. Now look right down here. Shine that light down there better for me, buddy. Put that direct the light right there. Yeah, there we go. All right. Shine it down there. Okay, so now if you look down here, there's a bunch of dead cockroaches, all right? And the thing is, that might be like, that's disgusting. It is disgusting. You're totally correct. But I would blame even money that this disgustingness is the least amount of cockroaches in the whole building. And over the course of this evening and the next few days, I'm going to do my best to document and show y'all why it is that socialism, communism, giving people free shit is just the wrong way to go. It's just totally the wrong way to do it. As you can see, as we get over here, take this like this. Now, right there was a piece there that we just ripped out. And the reason we ripped it out has severe water damage. As you can see, here's the tiles. These are all damaged, and these are damaged from the refrigerator, which was not properly installed or something. I don't know what it was exactly, okay? But I've sprayed a bunch of poison down there, and I still bet there's some cockroaches that are running around and stuff. But there's a lot of dead ones right now. So right now, I am going to go and help JP, and JP and me are going to do our best to get all that cleaned out. And when we come back in a bit, we're going to rip up these tiles. I'm supposed to get the tile replaced tomorrow. I also am supposed to go to, got it? You got it?
Yep.
I'm supposed to go back to court because I don't have no money to get a lawyer on my own, so I have to go through Shriver Institute of Housing or something like that. So I have to be there before 7:30, and what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get the mobile hotspot working so that we can broadcast mobile style throughout the building and throughout downtown LA. So right now, I'm going to say, see you later. See you in just a bit as we try to get all this stuff under control and figured out, and get this tile ripped up and get the hotspot working if we can, so that we can be mobile. And I hope you guys will subscribe. Please subscribe. I haven't really figured out PayPal yet. I haven't really figured out. I'm not real good with. I'm kind of a Luddite, frankly. And maybe I'll get it figured out. I don't even know if I'm allowed to give you my phone number. Hell, I'll give you my phone number. 213-266-8545. Love some money. Not to blow, but just to move forward with and try to fix as much as possible my surroundings and the surroundings of my neighbors. Because I'm telling you, as the stuff that I've seen in this building comes to your view, you'll probably be nauseous and sick to your stomach as much as I am being in this building. All right. There was a little brief one for you. I hope you, I don't want to say enjoyed it, but I hope it was enlightening and helped to start anybody that thought that socialism might be a good idea. You're fucking wrong. Socialism is not the way to go. All right. Later. Be back later. Just tune in, subscribe, get the notifications.